Sit on that, not on that side, but on this side. Very good. Line up along this side and have a seat. We're going to watch up here. Gentlemen, you guys
don't
can
go up that way, Zamir. Come on, man.
Let's stay on this side of the table, please. You can sit on the seat behind too if you want. All right, listen carefully. Thank you, Lorenzo. This table is very silent. Very good. All right, as members of the audience, this is extremely important. You will have to be up here at some point. Okay? It's not easy to get in front of your peers. So please give them your silence. Try not to make faces, things like that. It's not easy what they're doing up there. You're going to see that. They have to go first on top of that, which is not an easy job either. They are trying their best to stay in character, which means you should do the same. As a member of the audience, you would not be able to distract the court. If you were in the back goofing around talking, a judge would have every right to have you arrested. Okay? They could hold you in contempt, which means you're in contempt of court and you can go to jail for at least a day. Okay? In this case, I'm actually not kidding you. If I have to use my gavel to silence the crowd, it will equal demerits. I mean it. I'm not actually kidding. That's not a joke. It's not just for show. Okay? So please stay in character as well as the crowd. Gentlemen, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you stand, please? Put your hands on the Bible and repeat after me.
Right hand or left hand?
Doesn't matter. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
I solemnly swear that the evidence I provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Have a seat.
All right, I need to stop. Smiling. All right, thank you.
I got my sheets.
That's innocent, though. That's how we come here happy.
Will one of you please state your name for the court?
Lord and Lady Capulet.
Thank you. Could you please describe your relationship with your daughter, Juliet?
Well, she was our daughter. We provided for her, but we never really had a bond with the girl.
Could you repeat that last part, please?
We never really had a bond with Juliet.
Okay. What was your opinion of Romeo before he killed Tybalt?
He was a good kid.
He was a good kid? What did you think of him after he killed Tybalt?
I felt betrayed in a way.
Could you further your answer on that?
Well, when we had our party, we kept Tybalt from attacking Romeo because we saw him as a good kid. He didn't cause any problems.
Which is why you felt betrayed after you kind of protected him?
Yes.
Describe your relationship with Paris. What does he mean to your family? Why did you choose him to marry your daughter, Juliet?
Okay. Paris was like a son to us. The reason we chose him to marry our daughter because, he was a son to us, and he was good to us, and financially.
He was good to your family financially?
Yes.
Which is why you wanted him to marry your daughter?
Yes.
Are you to blame for the deaths of your daughter Juliet and Romeo?
No, we're not. It was Friar Lawrence. Friar Lawrence gave Juliet the potion, which killed Juliet, and mishandled the letter, which was supposed to get to Romeo about it not really killing Juliet. So, in all words, it was really Friar Lawrence, and we should be let off scot-free.
You don't feel like you have any responsibility in the death of those two young kids?
Nothing at all.
Okay, remember now that we're moving into questions that you don't know, I will give you time to answer to talk to each other before you answer. If you have an answer off the top of your head and you want to jump in, just do that. If one of you starts talking, the other one can let them go. Were you aware that Tybalt was starting fights out on the street of Verona?
Yes.
You were?
Yes.
Are you okay with a Capulet being out starting fights on the street?
No.
How do you feel now that you know that the nurse was helping Juliet behind your back? How do you feel about the nurse? Take a moment to talk to each other. Make sure that your answer is complete.
I feel like she should have told us about what was going on, because now that we had no control of what was going on, it caused the death of our daughter. About the nurse, I feel like she should have told us what was going on instead of doing it behind our backs. We could have really helped the situation a lot. The situation could have been handled a lot better if it was put into our hands. The nurse, she kind of did it behind our back, and it caused Juliet and Romeo to die.
Take a moment to discuss with each other before you answer, and have someone else answer this question. If the nurse had come to you and told you what was going on after Romeo and Juliet were married, how would you have handled the situation?
To be honest, like we wouldn't wanted that, because as a Capulet and Montagues, we had like a feud against them between us, so we wouldn't really agree with that.
You would not have allowed the marriage?
No.
After Romeo and Juliet were married, now that you know they were married behind your back, because they were in love, do you think that would end the beef between you and the Montagues?
Possibly.
This question is for Lady Capulet. Why does it appear that the nurse is more of a mother to your daughter than you are? Take a minute to think about that, guys.
I was so busy and like
I was so busy trying to find her true love, and I wasn't really focusing on her.
Stop lying.
We're ready. I was so busy trying to find her true love that I wasn't really paying attention to her, and the nurse did that job for me.
Were you trying to find her true love, or were you trying to find a suitor that would be beneficial to your family?
Trying to find a suitor that would be beneficial to our family financially.
Take a second to think about this before you answer. If you were trying to find a suitor that was suitable for your family, financially helpful to your family, do you understand why Juliet would look for love elsewhere if she didn't even know Paris? Juliet had never met Paris until you set her up.
She was defiant.
Excuse me?
She was defiant.
Your daughter was defiant?
Towards us, yes.
How so?
She tried to find a love outside of our family, knowing that we wouldn't want that. And that's how all of these problems started, because she went out on her own with the help of the nurse as a 13-year-old girl.
Last question. Think about your answer before you answer. Now that your daughter is dead, and you know fully what the situation has been this entire time, what would you say to her?
We're sorry.
Talk amongst yourselves first. Come up with a bigger answer.
we could have been there. We could have been there for her.
exactly what I was thinking.
We could have been there for her more and more, and not really.
She shouldn't have went to fire. She should have went to us.
Yeah, we could have had a better bond.
We should have
wouldn't have misplaced the letter.
We should have listened to her.
Yeah,
I didn't have to make him guilty.
we should have listened to her more.
I don't
and,
have that. We don't have that. We don't have that.
we should have listened to her more and
We
like
should
been
be
there for her.
Like I said.
Like we should have been there for her, and we could have did better. and like maybe even listen to her more because like some of the things she told us, we just really just blanked out and didn't listen to.
All right. No further questions. Let's give them a hand.
Oh my God.
Gentlemen, how'd it feel?
Feels good.
Yeah?
Felt relieving.
You guys did well. I'm learning in this process too, so it feels awkward. I apologize, but we're all kind of learning together. Unfortunately for you guys, the other classes will probably have a little tighter questioning, but I thought you guys did really well. I will give you your grades, and when we go through our self-reflections on Friday, I will be letting you know after you've graded yourself on the same scale that I'm grading you. I will be letting you know kind of what I felt and give you some comments, but just some overall glows and grows. Everyone should listen to these because this is all helpful to you when you get up there. Some overall glows and grows. Glows, you guys stayed in character the whole time. I really appreciate that. It's not easy to do. Also, a glow, I like how you guys took time to answer questions. Took the time to discuss with each other before you answered questions out loud. Some grows that I saw, try to dig deeper with the questions and give a little more textual or factual information from the text. Okay, Tanya, you mentioned how Juliet was kind of reaching out to you guys and was kind of obvious about her thoughts and intentions. There is some textual evidence to support that. So in your preparation, you could have looked at that textual information and shared that on the stand. Okay, Ms. Groth, do you have any glows or grows as well?
I think that you guys did a really good job in terms of confidence and preparation. I echo his remarks, and I think it's important for all of you to keep this in mind. Use as much evidence from the book as possible. As much evidence from the book as possible to kind of push your response and your answer. But other than that, great job, gentlemen.
All right, guys, you may come off the stand. Good job.
Perfect. Man,
We're gonna have one more.
We just killed that. Man.
All right, Asia, Lorenzo, LaShawn, hop up there.